Dennis Herring, our amazing Sherpa, and Luis Rios, our other amazing Sherpa. We have so many amazing Sherpas, but I love that you guys continue to support the agents every week and support other loan officers that you're helping bring on board every week. So today we're going to talk about the Mortgage Minute. So Dennis, will start with that. Then we're going to visit about, you guys are going to help us have a better grasp and a better understanding of, after we're licensed and referring a buyer, the best way to, one, serve our buyer and what our process as a relo agent is in that process. And then we're going to visit about inviting for just a second. And why not Zillow just for fun? So Dennis, can you start us off with the Mortgage Minute?
Yeah, absolutely. And, so today, rates are suffering a little bit today because of the Fed meeting today. And, they made the statement is coming out today on tapering at 2 today.
Oh, we lost.
So, but I mean, we pretty much know that they're gonna, say that it's time. They're cut their purchases on the mortgage bonds. So that is the thing that's affecting our rates right now. Another thing is that the job market is obviously people are going back to work, which is a good thing. So that's affecting the rates. It's strengthening things. But it was only predicted that there were going to be about 400,000 jobs going back this month in October, and that's quite a big difference. Quite a big difference indeed. So, and that's affecting our refinances. Refinances are, people are holding back to do a wait and see. But, rates are still decent, but they definitely have ticked up probably about 0.25% over the last, I'd say, week and a half. We had some good opportunities to lock in yesterday and the day before, but I think that was it. I think we're, looking at floating today, but really, really careful, because if it were me, I probably would have woke up and started locking again anyway.
Yeah, we've already
it's because I looking at the charts, it's like probably
so I know Eric Boldy created this model because he knew in his heart of hearts that the refinance market was going to dry up. So he felt like creating this model to secure that bond between the agent and the loan officer. And the best way to secure a partnership and to show a true partnership is to share the finances in that. It's one thing, everybody wants to talk about being partners, but nobody ever wants to, they're just, smiles, right? Oh, we're partners, but we're not doing like the do-si-do. We want that financial commitment is a big part of that partnership. And I love that Eric Boldy put his money where his mouth is. And you guys as Sherpas, Dennis, Lewis, believe in that. And y'all do the same thing. And I feel like as your realtor, I'm committed to helping you guys, as I know you guys have always been committed to helping us. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And there was something we were discussing yesterday in the meeting that we had, that everybody was on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but there's a lot of companies out there. And I was talking to a listing agent last night that her buyer's agent got approached by their lender for her to become an LOA, loan officer assistant, so that she could get paid 0.5 point on their deals. But the difference between us and this situation, what they were doing over there, was that she would have to gather all the information, get all the documentation, complete the application 100%, and then and only then she would get paid for it. Where here we're just,
that's from being a full-time loan officer. So what I have an expert like stager, expert real estate photographer. I have experts that we can leverage to, because I feel like my obligation is give the best of the best of the best to my clients. I cannot be everything to everyone, but I know
his ploy to get her to do that was, he said, I'll buy the Zillow leads for you, and so that way you'll get more business. And I'm just like, like she's already a full-time buyer's agent for a team. How is she going to have time to go to get the application, get all the steps, do all these? I mean, it was a long list of things.
Something's going to give. It's either her production's going to go down or the loan quality is definitely going to suffer, especially if she's a newbie.
Yeah, her team lead.
Service to the agent,
no
the
way.
service to the client. The service to the client has to, at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for our clients.
Right.
And that's,
then
I feel that in my heart of hearts.
Yeah.
And that brings me to how we use, as an agent, use you guys as partners in our business. And that's something that I have always done in our business, but now we're taking it to the next level. I know when I get a buyer, I have my loan officer connect with my buyer, right? I do a 3-way text, right? Giving out the information. The loan officer can then follow up with the buyer. The buyer has already reached out. Of course, I already give them, 3 loan officers they can work with. But I always had a preferred one that I knew would take great, excellent care of our clients, provide the excellent service, give them competitive rates, close on time, and help communicate with the listing agent. So I would do that, let the buyer have that consult, because you can not, here's the deal, Louis, when I send you a buyer, how many programs are there available, and are all programs equal to everybody?
There's way too many different programs, and every person is different. The situation is different, and we got to get them into the right place that makes sense to them. So a lot of times it's, I have a buyer coming and say, hey, no, I'm like, is this going to be forever home, or is this something that you guys this is a stepping stone for that bigger dream home? And you got to set up the client in the right position so that way they can move up to where they want to go. And you don't want to set somebody up in a position of failure. So you got to be really careful with those things,
or have to come back on the back end. I can't stand this. Set them up on the front end so they have this expectation, right? Because they're selling them a bill of goods. And then after they dig in with all the paperwork,
they changed the program.
It came down to here. Yeah. But a professional who has been, like you, Dennis, like you, Louis, who've been doing this so long, you understand when you ask them, hey, how long have you been at your job? 2 years, right? And then you're like, oh, well, what month did you start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Or when they put in their application, I've lived at this house for 2 years, and then I pull the credit report, and there's 5 addresses in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I got to call them and say, hey, okay, guys, you show that you lived here, here, and here. Oh, well, I went to school, and I went over here for 3 months, and then I'm like, okay, that all needs to be explained. It needs to match the 1003.
Right.
And you get it ahead of time, right? And the thing is,
at the end.
Yeah, the thing is, you guys get it ahead of time, because if anybody's ever worked with a not good lender and they're backpedaling on the back end all the time, it's exhausting. I don't want my clients to have to backpedal ever, right? So that's why it's critical that they have that initial consultation, and that initial consultation is so incredibly critical. So after.
Uh-oh, Bettina, you just muted yourself.
Oh, how did I mute myself?
Oh, you're back.
You're good.
You're back.
You're back.
So after they do the initial consultation, so what you'll do is we'll do a 3-way text with you. You guys will follow up quite quickly.
You're better off doing a 3-way text with my team number, so that there's 3 people looking at it instead of just me. And then it automatically gets on my calendar, so I can start reaching out. But
so whoever your Sherpa is, so reach out to your Sherpa and get the correct information. And then
after we have them pre-qualified, the next step is when you get them under contract, or you're going to submit an offer, CC your Sherpa, so that your Sherpa can make that initial phone call to listing agent and tell them how well qualified your buyer is. That makes a huge difference in today's market. I mean, you go from there may be 20 offers, but all of a sudden you're in the top 3 because you reached out to the listing agent, and listing agent's like, wow, this lender's on top of stuff. Like, They're reaching out, and our team automatically
anything
sends
to
an
give them
email
an
out right
extra
away,
edge.
and I have to call that listing agent within an hour or two of us seeing that offer go out. We
So,
just do it.
but before you pre-qual, you're going to consult them, but then you're going to let us know that we, the Relo agent, have to send that application link, our
Correct.
application link to the applicant,
Yes.
right? That is how we do it. We send the application link to the applicant. It is absolute, and you guys can help them with the application. We don't have to be the expert application taker, because I don't have, to be honest, I don't have it in me. I don't have that sittability to go through all of that application process.
But
Lewis,
it's so much easier than trying to do an over the phone app, because somebody says something some way and you're typing and your big fat fingers hit the wrong key. People know how to spell their own names, right?
Right.
So that's what's so great
Some of
about
them,
this
not all.
system.
Some of them, not all.
Not all of them.
We had one
Exactly.
a couple months ago that for some reason he had his wife's name in there wrong, and I didn't want to dump him in the grease, but he filled out the application.
it
and
happens.
we're going to
that's the
close it,
reason
and he's
we-
like, that's the wrong, that's my name's not spelled right. And he's like, oh yes, it is. She's like, no, it isn't. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We fixed
You know
it,
what? Stuff happens.
but-
So just to clarify, so some things will happen. So then you execute, you guys will help the buyer's agent get the contract executed. After the contract's executed, it goes back to you guys, and then y'all do something, and then there's a disclosure that comes
Correct.
out.
Correct.
That disclosure is directly from AmeriFirst. There's a
And you have to sign it as the Relo agent.
Yes, there's
If
a
not, you hold
login.
me back. I can't do anything until you sign it.
And it's super
Right.
easy. I mean, you just click the button, and you're done.
Right.
Pretty quick.
And there's
We
a
can't make it any
number.
easier.
Okay, there's a number in a separate email that tells you like what file it is. So there's
Correct.
actually two emails. Just want to make sure you guys know. There's the disclosure email, and then before you open the actual disclosure link, look for the other email, and I think it's called a validation number. I don't know, but it'll ask you what that number is. If you can't find it, whatever reason, reach out to their Sherpa. Your Sherpa is there to help you succeed and to win. And then once that's done, you can have access. They can help you learn how to access the entire file. So that's really cool.
And then you start getting the emails
Pretty
of
cool.
everything that's happening. That's the
Right.
part Bettina likes. She's like, oh, appraisal was ordered. Title's been done. She gets all excited because she's like, I forgot.
Well, you guys are good about updating me anyways. So, but it's good. But this time I don't have to wait on yours update because I get the same time updates as you, the
Yeah,
automation
email
of the
goes out
system
exactly the same moment.
as an LO.
Correct. And that's the
Yes.
beauty of this thing. It's unreal. It's really, but that's the way to handle things. And that way things go a lot smoother. Our team, like today, this afternoon, I'll spend about 2 to 3 hours, and today's my update call day. So I'm going to call every listing agent and every buyer's agent. And a lot of times I may not call the buyer's agent like a Bettina because Jill's probably already sent her an email what's going on. But the listing agent, I will definitely call because I'm building a relationship with them to hopefully get future business. But at the same time, if Bettina reaches out to her and says, hey, I want to talk to you about Relo funding and what my lender does, and I've already called that listing agent 3 or 4 times, how's that conversation for Bettina to get them to come on board is going to happen? It's going to be so much smoother because they're like, yeah, man, your lender had it rocking, had it going on. And they have this going on too? Well, yeah, I'd be interested in talking to you about that. So it's a
Absolutely.
win-win situation for everybody. It makes things
Yeah.
so much easier. And then invite them to
absolutely
call
love
on
it.
Thursday, 11 a.m.
That's right. Get on the call.
Get on the
Get on
call
the call.
Thursday at 11 Central, Tuesday Central. So let's do it. Can we do a little role play? Can I be an agent and somebody invite me to the Relo call on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you taking this, Dennis, or I am?
Go ahead, Louis. Ring, ring.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
This is Bettina. Hi.
Hey, Bettina, how are you doing today?
Amazing.
You're always amazing. I don't. I'm so happy to get to know you, and I've known you for so many years. And we've always done a lot of business together, and I always felt in my heart that we could do more. And I have an opportunity for you that I'd like you to take a look at. And it's really, really a way of changing the way realtors get compensated from the loan officer for loans that we're doing together. Would you be interested in hearing something about that?
Compensated like Starbucks gift cards and stuff?
No. We have a program now that we can pay you up to half a point or 50 basis points of the loan amount on conventional loans that you would send me.
Is that legal? I thought that wasn't legal because you can't even send me a Starbucks gift card. How are you going to pay me?
Well, that's why we have the presentation tomorrow, so you can find out how we have figured out a way to make it 100% legal in 49 states for me to compensate you. Would you
No
be
way. How come I never heard about this before?
Hey, I'm telling you, I told you it's a new way. That's why you haven't heard about it yet.
It's new.
Brand spanking new. You got to be on
Brand
this
spanking
call.
new. Well,
Telling you.
I love to
First
be
to
on the
market.
edge. I love to be at the front end of opportunities. So thank you for inviting me.
And that's why I thought of you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Louis. Hey guys, that was, I think we covered a lot. Thank you for the mortgage update. Thank you on really kind of going over on how to fill out the application. What else do we need to touch on before we go?
I want to talk about one thing, and I don't know if it's the right time to talk about this, and maybe the next time, but there's several companies out there that are offering franchises to realtors.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're mortgage franchises that you actually are, have a branch. And
Right.
what it is basically the old profit sharing model of, days of the past. So even though you have a franchise, they're really not sharing the revenue with you. It's they only can legally pay you the profit of that branch. Okay.
Well, I just know, like me having my own business, I don't want to show a ton of profit. I'm going to write off every cup of coffee, every vacation that I can turn into a something. I will
All
write
those
off.
lunch and learns.
I'm just going to write off all. So I appreciate that
Absolutely.
you guys are giving me revenue share money off of the top than me like having to trust that you're expensing, appropriately and giving me like a small portion of the profit. I will take revenue share over profit share every day of every minute of every day, every time.
Yeah, because I keep seeing this post on Facebook about, come get a franchise with us, da 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 da. And man, to run a brand, there's a lot of overhead. I mean, my overhead is stupid high every month. So I'm just letting you know that it's not
like, I don't want a franchise. Blockbuster, and if you think about all the franchise opportunities, the people that make the money aren't the franchise owners. It's the corporate national office. I want a portion of what national makes all day, every day. So thank you for sharing that with us. I feel like we're in true partnership. That's the reason I love what we're doing together. So thank you for that. Thank you. And I will, you guys have a great week, and I will plan on seeing you tomorrow at 11.
He's got the gun. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm out.
You must have paid a lot of realtors in the last whatever.
That's right.
God, the money gets deposited in our account. There it goes. Straight to my account.
Nice. Thank you guys.
Later.
Have a good one. Bye. Come and get it.